Well, welcome. How are you today? Today's topic is bundling. It is all about bundling. Increase what your customer is paying you by using a bundling strategy, right? I'm going to give you an example of how an old Hispanic gardener did this and how you can too. Welcome. Thank you for being with me. I am Michele Peterson. I am the founder and the owner of Exactly Right Online Marketing Agency and the Marketing Results Academy. And I help small business owners, entrepreneurs like you, increase their profits, make more money by attracting more of their ideal clients, customers, patients. Thank you for being with me. So let's jump right into this. All of the small business owners and entrepreneurs that I know have the goal to make more money, right? They want to increase their business. They want to grow their business, and because they want to make more money. That's why we're in business, right? To make money. So there are a couple of ways that you can increase your bottom line. You can get more leads. You can get more conversions. You can have each of your customers buy from you more often. That's more transactions. You can charge higher prices. And now that isn't just by raising your prices. It also includes bundling, which we're going to talk about today. And then, of course, you can control your expenses to increase your profit margin. So today we're talking about that higher prices category, and specifically we're talking about bundling and how you can use bundling to make more money. Let me give you the example. On Monday, a few days ago, there was my neighbor was having some tree work done in her backyard. Actually, somewhat in her front yard too, but she has a huge tree in her backyard, and the guys were up in the tree, trimming it out, thinning it out, doing a lot of work. I know this, and I was made aware of this. I'm not in the habit of just peeking over my neighbor's fence, but I was made aware of this because they're using their chainsaws and making a lot of noise. My dogs also alerted me to the fact that they were next door. We are in the process of getting solar put on our house. So I was on the lookout for a tree guy because we have some trees that needed to be trimmed to have most effective use of solar. So I knew I was going to have to get these trees trimmed. Serendipitously, my neighbor was having tree work done. So I walked next door and I introduced myself to the guy in charge, an old Hispanic guy. And I said, when you're done here, can you come look at my trees so that you can give me a quote on what it would take to trim them? He says, sure, let's just go do it right now. So, first of all, awesome for, just taking the bull by the horns and saying, let's just go do it right now since you're available. So we come over into my front yard and we're looking at the two trees. So I have a fig tree that was leaning over against the house, and it was, on the house. Huge mess, by the way, with the figs that drop, because it's a fruited fig. And so, all these figs are on the roof. It shades, it's overhanging. My husband has been meaning to cut it back away from the roof because, you don't want all that stuff on the roof. But he hasn't had time, right? So we're there. So he says, okay, so do you want to trim it or do you want to remove it? And I said, well, give me quotes for both. So he did. Now, right next to this fig tree, really, literally, it almost looks like two huge trunks of the same tree. We have a kumquat tree. And it's a great tree, and we love the fruit from it. But it had been kind of choked out from the fig tree, right? And so it's a little bit, so the fig tree is closest to the house, and then the kumquat loquat tree is further towards the street, but it's in the same little planter area. And I said, well, so give me the quote for both of just trimming the fig away from the roof and then just removing it completely, which would make the kumquat tree healthier. he says, okay, so he gives me the price. It was going to be $275 to trim the fig tree and $475 to remove it. I'm thinking, wow, only $200 more to remove it. That's very appealing. And he says, so, and you know, while we're doing it, you should probably trim this other tree because it's going to look kind of funny if you trim one and not the other. I said, absolutely. So what would it cost to trim the adjoining tree? Well, $80 to trim that tree if we do it at the same time as the fig tree. Well, no brainer. Of course we're going to do it at the same time, right? So, and then he says, and I'll tell you what we'll do. If you want to do both of them, I will cut $50 off the cost of the fig tree. If you're going to remove the fig tree, I'll take $50 off, and then it's $80 for the kumquat tree. So what that did was, remember the original quote was $475 to remove the tree. Now he's added, let's trim the adjoining tree because it's going to need it. It was, you know, it needed to be thinned, it needed to be trimmed. So it's essentially $500. $505 to remove and to trim the remaining tree, right? Do you see what he did? So $275 to trim the fig by itself, $475 to remove the fig by itself, $505 to remove the fig and trim the kumquat tree. But he didn't stop there. He's looking at, you know, down the pathway to my house, and we have a lot of bushes in front of the house underneath the windows, in the front windows. And as we're walking back, I said, and so while you're here, how much would it be to trim those bushes? And I want to say there's 5 or 6 of them. He says, well, if we do it all at the same time, $30 extra. No brainer, right? Absolute no brainer to trim them and you know, because we're talking about removing all of this stuff too, because all of this stuff does not fit in my normal curbside trash can. Okay, so we're at the 2 trees, removing one tree, trimming the other tree, trimming the bushes in front of the house. So we're at $535. Sounds like a great deal, right? And it is a great deal, but he didn't stop there. He says, so when I was next door, I noticed you have that big oleander, which is on the side of the house. It's actually on the fence line that I share with the neighbor. And it was also overgrown and onto the roof. I said, absolutely, let's go look at that one. And what would you charge me to do that one? There was another, I think it's an overgrown bush, but it's almost like tree size next to it that was growing up into my electrical wires. So we talked about those, adding those into my bundle, into my package. And then of course he saw, we have this big palm tree back by the pool, and it was, you know how I don't know if you have palm trees, you know how they get. The fronds fall down and become messy. They need to be trimmed as well. And it's a pain to do them. The fronds of a palm tree, they hurt, right? For one, I mean, they could be used, I'm sure they did in ancient times. They used them as a saw. They are that strong and sharp. So absolutely, I'm saying, okay, yes, let's look at the palm tree too. What are you going to charge me for that? So it was going to be, the oleander was huge, by the way. Oleander bushes, if you don't know what oleander bushes are, they're the things that they use in California a lot. They use them as landscaping on the side of our freeways. So they get huge, and we have one in our side yard by our gate, by our fence. So, and it was way over our roof. So it was going to be $135 to do that. It was going to be an extra $20 to do the bush tree next to it. It was going to be $40 to do the palm tree in the back. And then as we're walking in the front, we also have a palm tree up in the front yard. He says, and I'll do that one as well. No extra charge. If you're going to do all of the rest, I'll do that one. I'll just add that one in. And there was another shrub up there, up by the street, that he just said he would add in. So if you were keeping a rolling count of all of the things that he was, pricing, giving me the price for individually, it was over $700. And I want to say it was like $730, $740. And so what he did, and that's, by the way, including the two things that he was going to throw in for free. He says, so if you will do it tomorrow, because I have an opening in my schedule tomorrow, I will do all of that we just talked about for $700. He made it a no-brainer, right? So I'm going to get all of this stuff done. Because it's a package deal, he can value add all that in, because he's here at my house all day rather than going to various different jobs. He's filling in a hole in his schedule for the very next day. He probably had a job that had canceled or something, right? And I, as the customer, feel like I've gotten a great deal, great value as well, because I'm getting it all done. You can do the same thing. See, guys, he bundled that. He took what I originally asked him to trim the fig tree, which was going to be $275. I ended up writing him a check for $700 because he took the time to talk to me about what else I needed, and then came up with a bundled package deal that made sense. You can do the same thing. Ask your customers, your clients, what else do you need that I can provide for you, that I can help you with? An insurance agent that I know, a client of mine, she is my insurance agent as well. She, of course, bundles the home and auto. No brainer, right? But she also bundles in with that an umbrella policy to cover if something were to happen that was beyond the limits of our regular policy. The umbrella policy would cover it as well. So do you see? So that's a bundle. So she's getting more. If somebody originally came to her because they were buying a house, and you have to have homeowner's insurance for your mortgage. Well, if they came to her originally for that, well, then of course she's going to talk about, what about your autos? What about an umbrella policy? And because she wants to make sure you really are covered and you have the best coverage for if anything happens to you. So you are protected if anything happens. But in doing that, she is increasing the transaction value for each of her customers. Do you see the beauty of that? And see, you can do that too. You totally can. Let me give you an example from me. I offer coaching, and my high performance coaching clients get some extra goodies bundled in to their to what they're paying me as a coach. So my high performance coaching clients, they get to meet with me one-to-one. So a personal one-to-one, I use Zoom video call every week. They also get a personal blueprint for success. We're gonna plan out what we're gonna do together and what they need to do to get from where they are now to where they want to be. They get a little make your mark journal. That's just something, it's a gift from me to them. Actually, all of my coaching clients get that. They also get, if they need it, a free constant contact account, because I'm going to be telling them they need to have a drip campaign for their marketing. They also get a free Lead Pages Pro account for their landing pages. Again, because they're going to need that to implement what we are doing in our coaching. They're going to need landing pages to collect email addresses. They're going to need the email account to use those emails and do some email marketing. they also get a VIP discount and priority access to my copywriting, my Exactly Right Done For You copywriting services if they don't want to write all the copy themselves. All of that is a bundle package deal for my high performance coaching clients, right? It's something that I can add in because they're going to need it. It's something that they would have to purchase on their own, but I can bundle it in so they don't have to, which makes their total monthly budget lower for their marketing, and it helps them implement what we're going to talk about together, right? So you get how this works, this bundling works. It is a fantastic way to rapidly make more money for your business with the same exact customers that you're already getting, but you get them to pay you more because you're giving them more. You are taking care of them, right? So now for this to work, it has to be something, the extra stuff that you're bundling in needs to be something that they both want and need. It needs to make sense why you're bundling it together, right? For the tree guy, it made total sense for him to do all of that work bundled together in one day, one visit, one, trailer load of stuff that he's going to have to go dump. It made sense for both of us. It had to be a win-win, because if you try to make it so that it is all it sounds like a great deal. It's one of those it's too good to be true kind of deals. Then people are going to say it's too good to be true, and they're going to not believe it, which means they're not going to take action on it. But when they can see that it's a win-win, they can see why you're doing it, it removes that barrier. So my challenge to you is, what in your business can you bundle together so that you can charge more for each of your customers? And by the way, this doesn't have to be for each of your customers, but it should definitely be something that you can offer. So like my high performance coaching, I have several levels of coaching, and not every level, not some of the lower levels don't get all of the goodies that the high performers do. And that's okay. So when you're thinking about bundling, think about the clients that you want to work that you want more of, that you really want to work with, your ideal customers. Think about what it is that they need. And if you don't know, ask them. Ask them, what else can I help you with? What else do you need from me to be successful? Whatever that success looks like, in your world, right? Whatever result they're getting from you, how can you make that result better, easier, faster, better, right? And then figure out how you can bundle services together to make that transformation of your client, your customer, to make that transformation better and more, faster, and all of those adjectives, right? But also in a way that makes sense for you and that's profitable for you. Okay? Does that make sense? This, by the way, is one of the modules in my Marketing Results Academy, the higher pricing module, and the bundling is one of the strategies in that module that we teach all of our Marketing Results Academy members. So if you would like to check into that, have a guided tour of the Marketing Results Academy, I encourage you to do that. Simply go to marketingresultsacademy.com/guided tour. That's all. That's as simple as it is. You can also go to marketingresultsacademy.com/my guided tour. The My Guided Tour breaks down everything that's in the Marketing Results Academy, everything that you get as a member. It also gives you the opportunity to sign up for the Marketing Results Academy if you are so inclined. So check that out. But in the meantime, think about how you can bundle some services, some products together so that each of your customers is paying you more money because they're receiving more value. Okay? So I'm not talking about just going and increasing your prices just because. No, you're increasing the price tag of each transaction because your customer is getting more value. When you do that, it becomes that no-brainer decision, and of course they're going to buy from you, and they're going to buy more from you. And you are going to increase your profits. You are going to make more money. That is what I have for you today. If you have questions, type them down below. I do monitor this. Even after the live broadcast is over, I monitor for comments and questions. So if you have questions, type them down below. And if you have found this to be valuable, please share with someone else that you know who is a small business owner or a solo entrepreneur who wants to make more money from their business. I would appreciate it very, very much. Thank you for being here with me. I love you. I am here to serve you. If there's anything that you need from me, if there is something that I can do to make you more successful, please do reach out. Let me know what I can help you with, because I am here to give you the help you need for the results that you want. Until next time, I'm Michele Peterson. Make it a great day, and bye for now.